For the past 2 years, I have joined several of my counterparts at other private equity firms for a monthly breakfast. And it's a great group. We share best practices. We discuss exciting topics like how compliance affects our industry. And at one of these breakfasts, somebody said to me, that toolkit that Riversiders always talk about, is that for real or is it just marketing? Well, of course I explained it's for real, and you've heard lots about it today from some of our CEOs. But it occurred to me that you, our investors, haven't ever really seen it. So today I want to remedy that. The toolkit is a group of third-party consultants who have been vetted both by Riverside and our portfolio companies. People access it through a Yelp-like application where you can search for I need help with an ERP implementation. 2 or 3 resources will pop up and you'll get a rating of 1 to 5 stars. We haven't told these guys what their ratings are. And you'll see the reviews from other CEOs who have used them. And you can even call those CEOs if you'd like to get more information. So I'm delighted to be joined by our most often used toolkit resources. Very popular. Let me introduce them. Mark Wiskup of Wiskup Communications. Mark helps CEOs and managers all over the world as coach and mentor, helping them solve problems with vendors, employees, and he also coaches management teams on their exit presentation. So, Mark, you've worked with a lot of our companies this year on their exit presentations. We said it was the year of the exit.
Yep.
So tell me a little about your approach to that.
Pam, my job is to make sure that the portfolio companies that I work with tell their story in such a way that is exciting and memorable to the companies that are coming in, the firms that are coming in, the deal teams that are coming in to woo them. But not only that, and I'm going to make up a word now, my goal is to help them tell the story in a way that is retellable. And here's why. Now, the deal teams come in, and we give them a presentation, we show them around the facility. Then they leave, and the next deal team comes in. When they leave, they go back. It's not over. Their job is just starting, and they have to sell the experience that they had at our company to their investment committee. Now, the competition for capital dollars is rough at every private equity firm that we look perhaps to sell to, and every strategic buyer. There are other deal teams competing as well. So we need to give them the ammo to sell the Riverside Portco. And here's how we do it. We focus on stories. Now, Riverside does a tremendous job of picking great investment bankers that really analyze the market well, put together our great confidential memorandum, the SIM, and they get that out, and they get these great people in. They've modeled everything, but then it's our turn to make the SIM come alive. And we do that by telling real stories about real people, to give the titles of the slides, the title of each section, some vivaciousness that they can bring back. Here's a good example. It's not unusual in a SIM or in the actual management presentation to have a slide or a portion on customer stickiness. That's a very popular term. Occasionally, if someone's going nuts, they'll call it robust customer stickiness. And everyone will nod their head, oh, that's good, that's really good. But what does it mean, or how does this translate into value for the new buyer? So what I coach is, let's find a story or some way in which we can prove that there is indeed robust, perhaps even frothy customer stickiness. We heard Dave Tiley, where are you, Dave? You're around, so there you go. Talk at the microcap meeting yesterday about a wonderful Riverside company called Wildlife. And they've proven what customer stickiness is about. Their clients are the biggest chemical and pharmaceutical companies in the world that spend scores of millions of dollars with R&D to get a product to market. Now, the only problem is they can't get it to market unless the regulators know what's going to happen once these chemicals get into the ecosphere. Wildlife has tremendous respect of regulators, both at the state, federal, international level, frequently called upon to write white papers and to present at conferences. They've got the respect of the regulators. Their science works. Their customers can't get to market without them. That's customer stickiness. Now, it takes some work to figure all this out, but the great news is all the customers have these stories. All of the Riverside portfolio companies have these stories. Another typical slide or a typical part of the management presentation is tremendous depth in the management teams. Lots of years of industry experience. And once again, everyone nods and sees the org chart, and there's all the years, and they add up, and that's cool. But what does that mean to the buyer? So what we'll focus on is a time in which there was a competitive issue or some type of market change where the customers were asking for something different, and how the management team worked together to quickly solve the problem, keep everything green with revenue and EBITDA growing. When you can prove something that the management team does when there's some type of issue, that's where the value comes off for the new owner. Finally, passion for the business. Everyone says they have passion for the business. You've got to prove it, and I ask that our teams try to prove it right at the beginning of the meeting. Bill Clendenin earlier today, a tremendous company who exited this year, did very, very well, loves Riverside. He has a tremendous story as we were working through his passion for helping emergency responders do their jobs. He shared with all of us sitting around the table the fact when he had just graduated from Colby College, and he was a dive instructor. And one of his trainees was having problems breathing, I don't know, way deep under the freezing water in Maine. And Bill got him up to the surface, no boat around, followed the protocols, and saved the guy's life right there. Bill, you're not only a smart businessman, but you saved lives, for God's sakes. So he told this story, and he said, but at that moment, I realized somehow I wanted to go into this business of helping emergency responders do the best they can every time. That's passion, and that's the way we started his story, and it resulted in a great, great sale for Riverside, for Bill, and for his team. So the goal is to give the people who are coming to visit us the power to make sure they win when they go back to investment committee. And instead of just maybe paying 7 or 8, convince them to pay 9 or 10 for the Riverside company.
And our deal teams think you have done that. So
well,
thank
you
you
are
very
welcome.
much.